Topic number 2 today should be a fun one. I asked our beloved Discord members, our Discord community in the Sleepers Media Discord, to give us hot takes. I asked everybody to give us one hot take they truly believe in for next college basketball season. The rules were you can only submit one, and that's it. That's the only rule. You get one take, and then you and I are going to go through each of these takes and grade how good the take is, how likely it is to happen. They could only get one take, and they had to believe it. I'm sure some people may have trolled with this. Some people may have pushed the boundaries a little bit. I think a lot of these, I did scroll through and read them a little bit last night. A lot of these are things that we've been hearing people say a lot. So there might be a little bit of redundancy here to things that have constantly been talked about on this channel. But hey, it's our Discord. They get to say whatever they want. They're paying community members. So, Cart, we're going to do a 5-star scale. The same way On3 or any service would put a star on each recruit, we're going to put a star on each take. It's a 5-star take if you think it's one of the best takes there is. It is a 1-star take, or it's an unrated take if you think it's just absolutely awful. Any questions?
No, locked in.
Okay, do we want to read the names of the people that submitted the take? I feel like
Yes,
that's probably fair.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, keep some receipts, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me make sure we're starting at the top here and I don't miss anything massive. Okay, we're going to start with Luke. I believe this is the very first take. We're going to start with Luke, who says, UConn misses the tournament and Luke Murray leaves for a head coaching job.
1 star.
Just no chance UConn misses the tournament.
Absolutely no chance Dan Hurley lets that team miss the tournament.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're in the play-in. He's not going to let them.
Yeah, it's a 1-star take. No chance that happens. Also, I can't tell if he actually wanted that included in the show or not. We're going to continue moving on. Brendan says Louisville wins the ACC, makes a Final Four, and proves that Pat Kelsey is better than Hurley. A lot of UConn slander in the first couple takes here.
Yeah, that's odd energy, but I guess you got to hate on the big dog. Ooh. So I originally was going to give this a 1-star, right? But I actually think there's a world where Louisville could win the ACC. Like Duke fails, North Carolina failed. Like there's a world where they could do it for sure. So I'm going to give this 2 based on that. The rest of that is like,
Yeah, we're in agreement. I think this might have been a 3-star take for me had you left out the proves Pat Kelsey is better than Hurley.
Yeah.
That's just a total no. But I do think there's a world Louisville could stumble their way to a Final Four, and I do think there's a world where Louisville is good and wins the ACC. So it's a 2-star take for me as well. Again, more UConn slander. Travis Nelson, UConn doesn't make the second weekend.
Okay. In fairness, I'm with UConn. I'm with them. I think they're going to be great. There is a world where maybe it doesn't work the same, right? Like maybe just like, they have freshmen they're depending on. Maybe Aiden Mahaney has a tough time adjusting. They don't have Tristan Newton anymore. They don't have Klingon. Like I understand they got a lot of players. They got McNeely and things like that, but maybe the freshman doesn't work out. He's a freshman in college basketball. I will give this a 3-star.
It feels gross, right? It feels gross.
It does. It feels really gross. It feels really gross.
I'm giving it 2 stars. I like the audacity of it, and I do want to reward like takes that are out there and unique. I think there's a chance this could happen, but until I see any signs of stumbling from UConn, I'm going to say no chance. Like March is fluky. We know March is fluky. It ain't been fluky for UConn. Like they haven't even played a close game in 2 years. And I think they do have the talent to at least win a couple games for sure. Tristan Freeman, only 3 Big East teams make the NCAA tournament, sparking a convo on whether the league is falling behind due to realignment and NIL.
So you have UConn.
The premise would be UConn, Marquette, and Creighton again, just like it was last year.
Ugh.
But St. John's, Seton Hall were hovering. You could have Villanova bounce back. There's
Xavier did some good things in the portal.
Xavier's better. Providence is better.
I'm only gonna give this I'm only gonna give this a 1. I'm sorry, Tristan. I think they're getting more than 3.
The first one you and I are completely split on. I give this a 4. This is my favorite take thus far. I could 100% see this happening. I could see St. John's imploding. I could see Xavier just not being good. I think there's only 3 guarantees. And yeah, I think like it would be the media reaction to like, what's wrong with the league if this happens again? And that's an out there creative one from Tristan. I like it.
No one will say that.
You don't think so?
No, because then from the Big East clouds above, Fanta will descend down and say the Big East is fine, and
No, I
everyone's
think
like,
Phantom might feel the same, honestly, if it happens 2 years in a row, because everybody thought they deserved more last year, and if it happens 2 years in a row, I think things will get spicy. I like that take. It's my favorite take thus far. Luke, we already did Luke's. He did the Luke Murray one. Kyle Tupper says Fletcher Lawyer will not be a Purdue starter at the midpoint of the season. Kyle Tupper is a Purdue fan, by the way. So this is Purdue on Purdue violence. What's your grade for that take?
ooh, I'm gonna give it a 4. I could definitely see that happening.
Is that because you think he's going to struggle, or is that because you think like Colvin catchings are going to be awesome?
I think that Colvin's gonna be awesome.
Okay. I entertainment wise, this is a 5-star take for me. Reality wise, it's a 3-star. It's a 3-star take. I won't be completely blindsided if it happens, but I will be very surprised. I think people are making way too much of this. Like Fletcher has started 60 plus games on 2 of the best Purdue teams ever. And I get like, yeah, Zach Edey was the big variable, but like it's been a starting backcourt duo since they were 18-year-old kids and they were killing Duke and Gonzaga. Like that happened. Fletcher was awesome in Maui. Like he's not a bad player.
Yeah,
So
my take doesn't have anything to do with Fletcher being bad. It's just like Colvin and the other guys being that good.
I think they'd have to be really good. I don't think it's just like jump around and dunk a little bit and score 10 a game. Like Miles Colvin would need to be like first round NBA draft pick ready, good. And then maybe that happens. But it's an entertaining one. It's a fun one to think about for sure. Big Mac Eaton, 21, says hot take. The Illini starting 5 will all average double-digit points plus their 6th man. 6 Illinois players scoring 10 points a game or more.
Uh, yeah, I just don't see this at no. I don't even see a world 1.
Yeah, it's a 1-star take for me because I think Ty Rodgers is guaranteed to be in that group, and he's not a 10-a-game guy.
Yeah.
So that kills it right away. If you could convince me Ty wasn't in that group, and it's like Boswell, Jacashonis, Rickhouse, Trey White, Merez, and I don't know who else, Ivisic.
Yeah.
Like
No, 1.
maybe. Yeah, it's got to be a 1-star take. All knowing says hot take Illinois makes the Sweet 16 again.
No, it's not that hot. I could see it. 3. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I'll give it a 3 because March is fluky, weird things happen, and if you think Illinois is like an 8 seed potentially, which a lot of people would think, that's just win 2 games. It could definitely happen. I'm not going to doubt Brad now that he's gotten over the hump. Ethan says, hot take. Michigan State will be better this season than last, and the center spot will not be the worst on the team among the positional groups. All hail King Sizemon.
I'm gonna give it a 2 because I think they could be better than last season. There's absolutely no chance in the world that our worst position is not the center spot.
Yeah. It's kind of like 2 takes in one here, and you're trying to combine them. I think
Yeah.
Michigan State being better this season than last is like a 3 for me. I think center spot not being the worst on the team is a 1. It's a 0. Like that's what position spot would be worse than center on this team?
I mean, do you bank on just Jeremy Fears not being anything?
Like I think the only argument here, because even if Fears is bad, you have the Holloman break glass in case of emergency. That's better than the center spot.
It's 1 star. There's no world where the center is not the worst positional spot on the team.
I think you could argue, you can't argue Booker at the 4 and Cohen Carr behind him. You can't argue the guards. I think you could argue there's a world where Frankie Fiddler's a disaster and the center spot ends up being better than that. But I wouldn't bet on that.
Per
So
Tang backup.
Jace Richardson, I mean, there's more options there. Yeah, I have to give this 1 star because you lost me at the center not being the worst position group. Braden Shrewsbury says, hot take, Otts and the Cyclones win the Big 12 outright.
Ooh. This is not as you hear that immediately and you have like Kansas and Baylor of the world, but like Iowa State's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And like I would say 4.
I think it's a 4-2.
Actually, you know what? F it. Nah, that deserves something. That's a 5.
That's a 5-star take?
It's a 5-star take. That could happen.
We have our first 5-star take. That's nice.
That's a 5-star take.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4 because I don't believe it's going to happen. I think I'm on the Kansas and Baylor bandwagons more than I am Iowa State. But I like them. I think this conference is so loaded. They're so good. I'll give that a 4-star take. Andy in Colorado says, hot take, Mason Gillis plays a pivotal role and at least makes a Final Four next year with Duke.
These 2-parters are killing me. Like, cause I'm with you. Like, pivotal role. Yeah, he will. That's 5-star. He's gonna play a pivotal role.
It wouldn't be the hot take if it was just Mason Gillis plays a pivotal role.
True. I'm gonna give it a 4. Like, I'm gonna give it a 4. He's a pivotal role. Tyrese Proctor, Caleb Foster work out. Like, Cooper Flagg is generational. Like, yeah, I can see it happening.
Does 5-star have to be we 100% think it's happening? Is that the scale?
5 stars, like I 100% believe I could clearly see.
Not a prediction, but you believe in it.
I believe in it, yeah.
And then 4 is like it could happen.
Yeah.
3 is like I'm intrigued. 2 is like, yeah, probably not. 1 is no chance.
Yes.
All right, then I'm gonna give this 5 stars. If you're gonna make me say this is a prediction, then I would give it 4 stars because I don't have Duke currently in my Final Four. But I 100% can see this. I 100% can see Duke making an NCAA tournament run, possibly winning a national championship, and Mason Gillis being a huge, important piece for them. I love that take. I think it's really good. Dreadhead Dev Royal to King says, hot take, we see 4 mid-major multi-bid leagues. The American, the A10, the Mountain West, and the CAA.
I hate that. I hate that because I don't want to see it whatsoever either, too. That's too many.
So it's a 1-star take?
Yeah, 1 for me.
It's a 1-star take for me as well. The Mountain West is the only guarantee here. I think the A10 was a solo bid league last year, or at least they were supposed to be before Duquesne won the tournament. I think the American's going to be hurt with FAU dropping off, and they are dropping off. I don't know what the belief is in the CAA. So yeah, I give that 1 star. I don't see that happening. Coleman's Burner says, hot take, Illinois makes another second weekend with a surprising underrated player in Trey White as like a 3rd option, parentheses. We already had this take. Coleman, you got beat.
Yeah. 2. I'm just not a Trey White believer.
So you're lower on this because of the Trey White ad than you were just Illinois making the second weekend.
Yeah.
I'll give it 3 stars again. I have no issues with the Trey White caveat, but yeah, I already gave that same concept 3 stars. I think All Knowing just keeps submitting Illinois hot takes, and we only asked for 1. Do we want to do another one, or are we going to move on?
No, we need to set a precedent.
This one's about Purdue, though.
Okay, read it.
Purdue does not get top 5 in the conference, but Indiana does.
1 star.
1 star. It's disrespectful. Come on. Jay Hart says, hot take, Purdue wins the Big Ten again, and Braden Smith is the National Player of the Year. National Player of the Year, Braden Smith.
4 stars.
Whoa.
I can see a world. The only thing is, like, there's so many other guards that, like, could be ahead of him for National Player of the Year. Like, he would have to win it over Mark Sears and RJ Davis.
Yeah.
And that's really tough. But
yeah,
He'd be in
Yeah.
that conversation.
Yeah, I have to go. I hate that it hurts my heart to do this. I have to go 2 stars because I just don't see a barring injury. I don't see a world where Mark Sears isn't like the runaway best guard in America.
Hmm.
So like that team is title ready. Mark Sears is going to play the Mark Sears role. He already has all the buzz coming into the season. Like if Braden's great and surprises people, he will get notoriety. But it's like Tyler Kolek wasn't the national player of the year. Like
Yeah.
that's sort of to me that's like the ceiling. So I have to give it 2. I won't be stunned if it happens, but I'd be pretty surprised. Brent Evan. Now we're in the Braden Smith back and forth. Brent Evan says, hot take, Braden Smith is all Big Ten honorable mention.
1.
Yeah, there's just not a world where he's not an all Big Ten player next season. I have
Yeah.
to give that a 1. Detroit's Coldest says, hot take, Walter Clayton Jr. wins National Player of the Year, leading Florida to a Final Four.
Ooh, you're testing me right here. I'm gonna say 4.
Really?
I believe that Clayton could be National Player of the Year.
It's also a Final Four, though.
3.
I'm gonna give it 2 stars. I believe in Walter Clayton. I don't think it's a 0% chance of happening, but that's a lot of good things happening for Florida. Like if it was just one of these two, you'd probably get a 3 from me. Both National Player of the Year and a Final Four run is Walter Clayton the face of college basketball next season? That seems a step too far. Guy says hot take, the Big 12 gets double the bids of the Big 10.
I mean, let's see. What Big 12 is probably gonna get like what something crazy 8 teams in 7.
Yes.
Big Ten's gonna get at least 5 teams in. I think 4 or 5.
Yeah, we got 4 more shots at it now too. Like
Yeah,
UCLA, at least one of the new
one,
schools is going to get in.
one, one.
Yeah, it's a 1 star. There's too many teams in the Big Ten for that to happen. Melba says this is a hot take, but it's not mine. Excuse me, Melba. She is submitting Joe Jackson's hot take on his behalf because Joe tweeted this. He tweeted, "Is it a hot take to say that St. Thomas could be an All-American next year?"
I mean, you're talking to a St. Thomas believer. Could he find his way onto an All-American team, like 3rd team or something like that? I think it'd be highly unlikely, but because I can somewhat squint, I'm gonna give it a 2-star.
It's a 1 star. I do not believe in St. Thomas to that level. I do not. He flamed out at Loyola Chicago. I can't get over that no matter how good he was last season. Scumbag Sully says hot take, Arkansas isn't higher than a 6 seed in the tournament next season.
Is it higher than a 6 seed? Nah, I'm gonna give that a. I'm gonna give it a 2. I think they're gonna be good. I believe in Arkansas.
I think they're going to be good too, but this isn't a low bar to me. I'm going to
Yeah,
give it
they
4
might. Wait, what if they're
stars.
what if they're a 6 seed?
Yeah, I'm going to give it 4 stars. I mean, 6 seed is totally reasonable, and it
Wow,
wouldn't.
wow. Hey,
Yeah,
what's going on with Sully just Suling being a 6 seed?
wouldn't be that bad of a season. Now he needs to win a couple tournament games in order to really get the love. But yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. Also, I love this exercise because you get to see where all the people in the Discord like where their heart truly is. Like if you use your one comment on hate for who you hate versus like your own team or something random, like we're really learning. It warms my heart to see so much hating on the teams that you want to hate. Ethan Woody says hot take, Trey Kaufman-Renn averages 18 points a game, is first team all Big Ten, and the best low post scorer in the conference.
2.
I'm going to give this a 3 because I don't think the best low post players in the conference aren't great scorers to me. Like Vlad Golden and Umar Balo aren't going to be like big time scorers.
Malik Reneau is a better low post scorer than Trey Kaufman-Renn.
You're really high on the Renew stuff, but like no matter what you say, Renew's battling another center who's better than him for the second straight year. So like Khalil Ware being better than him didn't help Malik Renew put up first team all Big Ten numbers. TKR is Purdue's center until proven otherwise. And there's a really good chance if Braden is the passer that you think he could be, that TKR puts up some crazy scoring numbers.
2-star.
Yeah, I wouldn't predict it, but I'm going to give it 3 stars. I think it's reasonable. 18 is a lot of points, though. Jay Cruz says, hot take, Alabama underperforms and doesn't win the SEC or the SEC tourney or make the second weekend.
Jesus.
So basically no success for Alabama.
Yeah, 1.
You're all the way in on the Crimson Tide train? Like all the way
Yes.
in, no questions?
Yes.
I'm going to give it a 2.
Greg, no. I'm not allowing that. I'm not allowing that.
I'm going to give it a 2.
Why?
Because the SEC is really good. There's absolutely a world where they're not the champ. Like they could finish second. They could lose in the title game of the SEC tournament. They could lose in the round of 32. That could happen.
1.
It could absolutely happen. Trevor, hot take. Izzo misses the tournament and retires.
Uh, 1.
He's not retiring.
He's not missing the tournament. He'll find a way. Kevin Pogge will find a way. Someone will. They'll get him in there.
I don't think Izzo would ever leave Michigan State off a bad year, though. In all seriousness, like if the curse does end, he's back with a vengeance. I give that a 1 star. Huey24 says, hot take. Kentucky gets the highest seed of the traditional blue bloods in the NCAA tournament. So higher than Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, I guess UCLA. That's a hot one.
That's piping. I don't see that. I'm gonna say 2.
The fact that you and I are both giving it a 2, I feel like is a massive win for Mark Pope, because this could be a 1, no chance. But
yeah, I think it is a little bit of a win.
like we're not closing the door to a world where Kentucky's better than Kansas.
We are honorary Latter-day Saints, Greg.
That's true. It's crazy. Melba says, hot take, at least 2 Big Ten coaches won't be at their current schools a year from now.
5.
Yeah, I think it's 5 too. I do. I'm sad
5.
about it, but I think it's true. Any speculation on who?
Well, Rhodes, I think, is definitely on the chopping block.
He's only in year 2. He's not gone.
Willard's on the chopping block. Altman was already like rumored to maybe be leaving Oregon. If they crash out, they could be gone. If Woodson fails, if they have a bad year, Woodson's cooked.
The hottest take would be it's Woodson.
Yeah.
Like Indiana underperforms and there's no tolerance anymore.
Also, Dusty has an incredible year. He might be gone if there's an opening.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like Tom Izzo wins his second national championship and rides off into the sunset.
Ohio State realizes, oh shit, we hired Diebler. Like,
yeah, a lot of options. 5-star take for sure. Fran McCaffrey decides he wants to go watch Caitlin Clark's games. Lots of options. Zeke says, this is a long one. I'm prefacing you. Hot take. It's the evening before the last regular season game. It's a very important game. Dusty May and the rest of the Michigan team are out for a team dinner. In the middle of a pep talk, Dusty May grabs shrimp off the appetizer tray and yells, "You know what the Spartans are? They're a bunch of shrimps. You know what we do to shrimps?" Dusty ferociously eats the shrimp, and knowing that it still has the tail on, not knowing that it still has the tail on, starts choking. Luckily, Roddy Gale acts quickly, starts the Heimlich on Dusty, and unfortunately breaks his wrist in the process. The shrimp tail flies into Vlad's water, who has a shellfish allergy, of course, and unknowingly he takes a drink of his water. Michigan is now down 2 key players in their final game of the season because Dusty choked. Michigan gets blown out for the battle for 12th place, and both teams miss the tournament. Izzo retires. It's a hot take.
it is. Is it wrong to give this 5 because the detail of it is just so impeccable?
I'm giving it a 2. It gets 1 point for the detail.
I'll give it a 3.
You like that one. Kurt really liked it.
I really do.
Don't open the door for more nonsense, my friend. Greg W says hot take Arkansas will have a better season than Kentucky, and I swear that's not me. That's an actual Greg W.
Mm. Oh,
What are you doing? It's 5-star take.
is it?
Why are we hesitating now after all
Are
of
we
that?
sure?
Yeah, it's a 5-star take.
All right, it's 5-star.
You don't feel good about it though. What were you gonna do?
No, you're right. You're right. 5-star.
It's a 5-star take. Coop says hot take. DePaul ends up with a better record than Villanova. Ooh.
5-star.
New leader in the clubhouse for my favorite take in this game. This is both creative and I think true and something
I
we'll
want
think
to
about.
steal this. I want to put this one out in the universe.
Coop, it's a phenomenal take. I'm all the way in on DePaul having a better season than Villanova. You win the game thus far.
Yeah.
Kai says hot take. Louisville ends up top 3 in the ACC with a tournament bid.
I don't think it's that hot. 4.
I'm gonna punish it. I would give this 5 because I think it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna punish it down to a 2 because I don't think it's hot enough for this exercise. I just
Oh,
don't.
wow.
It's a lukewarm take.
Okay. You haven't punished anybody yet for lukewarmness, I feel like.
When we're getting repetition from other people who are like Louisville makes the Final Four, and then you come in with like Louisville's an NCAA tournament team. Like
Yeah,
how
that's a
what
Carter level hot take.
I can't grade that. I Maynard says hot take. Louisville makes the second weekend of the tournament and is a 4 seed or higher. Like, what is this a bit now? Discord? We're all just doing various finishes in the NCAA tournament for Louisville back to back to back.
What's going on
You
here?
you get a 2-star by default. I Maynard.
Yeah, you do.
Good Asabor says Kansas has some chemistry issues, which will result in one player leaving the team in the middle of conference play.
4-star.
I feel like you screenshotted this and you're going to use it when we do bold predictions at the beginning of the season.
Possibly. Well, I used it last season.
You did, and it
I
didn't
did.
work.
I mean, McCullough did kind of.
I'm going to give this a 1-star. I can't believe I have to be the person who goes to bat for Hunter Dickinson and locker room issues, but everyone is greatly overestimating AJ Storr and Hunter Dickinson's inability to get along.
I'm not worried about Hunter at all.
I think Hunter and AJ will probably be able to relate to each other on a lot of things.
Hot take: KJ Adams is going to be the kid to leave.
That is a fun one. I give that 5 stars. Regress. Hot take. Purdue is less than a 4 seed, but makes the Elite 8.
See, should this be punished for not being that hot?
I think it's reasonable. Yeah, it's a little lukewarm for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 2 for lukewarmness.
I would give it no, less than a 4 seed. I think is a little hot. We give it a 3. We give it a 3 because I think Purdue will be a 4 seed or better. But yeah, I could see it kind of swinging where like they overachieve in the tournament now, and that's kind of a new thing. Brian Ralph, good to see Ralph active in the Discord, said he agrees with Coop. This is mine too. DePaul ends up with a better record than Villanova, but Ralph also submits Kentucky finishes ahead of Arkansas in SEC play.
I'm at Pope. Pope didn't fill out his roster with walk-ons. I'll say that. 4-star.
Didn't you give Arkansas a 5-star? Arkansas being better than Kentucky's 5, but Kentucky being better than Arkansas is a 4?
Did I?
Yeah.
Ah,
What's going on in here today, Cart? Are we okay?
look, maybe a little bit of heat exhaustion rolling in.
Too many hot takes and your AC's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give this a 2-star. It could happen, but I don't expect it to, Ralph. I'm sorry. You're going to keep going to bat for Mark Pope. Brian Ralph, you also told us no one could get recruits to BYU, and you've been silent since. So I'm waiting on that one, Ralph. It seems a little peculiar. Toon says, hot take, someone from UCLA, Stanford, or Cal pulls a McDaniel and cannot play due to their poor grades from the increased travel.
Wow. Okay, here's my new favorite one.
It's a great
This
take.
is happening. This is happening. This is 5-star. This is happening.
It's a 5-star take. It's so good. Do you want to guess who the player is?
Maxime Renault.
Best player in the portal per you.
Scott Clark,
Oh, that's mean.
Jackson Shelstad.
He's at Oregon, not one of the schools named.
Ah,
Could it be Kobe Johnson?
I like that.
Could be
Forgets
Kobe
that he had
Johnson.
to take that one class to get the credits to actually go over. Long travel day, has a bad game. Computer charger left it. Computer dies on team plane. Muss is handing out snacks, gets distracted. No assignment. He's out for the next game.
Kobe Johnson's at UCLA now with Mick Cronin, not Muss, but that was almost
Dude,
perfect.
this heat is killing.
Also backup Andres Stojakovic would be a good one. Doctor says Indiana is a 1 seed in March Madness, and Mutako earns Big Ten Player of the Year. That's Mackenzie Mbako.
One star. They're not going to be a 1 seed.
I'm gonna give it a 2-star. I
Greg,
think there's a world. I'm
come
not
on.
predicting it, but I think there's a world, and I think Mbako is gonna be really good. It's a 2-star take. Caravan says, hot take, the Big 12 doesn't have a team in the Elite Eight.
1 star.
That's hot, and I want to respect how hot it is. So I'm gonna give it a 3.
I don't respect it.
I'm
1.
gonna give it a 3. If you had said in the Final Four, I would give that a 4 or a 5, but in the Elite Eight, I'll give it a 3. Fam, hot take. Carter Elliott tries out for MSU's basketball squad COVID year as starting center after seeing Zapala start a game.
1.
You're not gonna try out?
No.
You don't like the creativity there from Fam?
No.
Jesus, man, that was harsh. Fam, don't let that get to you. That was truly just heat exhaustion. I'll give that a 1 star though, because it's not going to happen. Jay Meisner says, hot take, AJ Storr isn't that good. We'll get lost in a sea of talent at Kansas and revert back to his St. John's numbers. 4 people hit this with a fire emoji.
As they should, because it's a 4-star take. Damn near 5. Actually, I'm going there. I ain't a bitch. 5.
I am holding all of AJ Storr's water this year. It's a 2-star take. I think it's extremely unlikely to happen. He's really good. Yeah, tell me more about how Bill Self doesn't get the most out of his starting small forward. How many times has that happened
What if
through the
that's not a
years?
starting small forward?
How many times has that happened through the years? It doesn't happen. Ryan the Lion says, hot take. We'll see a first-time champion next March Madness. Also, the Lions win the Super Bowl and the Bears suck. We're going to ignore the second half of that. First-time champion next March Madness.
Three?
I'm trying to think who would even qualify for this. Isn't it just like Purdue?
Has Bama won a basketball national championship?
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't think they have.
That's good. I'd like to know the full list that's available for this. Like Arkansas? Have they won?
Why do I feel like they won one before?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel qualified educationally to answer this, but I'm going to give it a 1 star. I don't think it's going to happen. Like Kansas is here, Duke is here. All these teams are going to be good this year. Michigan State.
Yeah, I still feel good about mine.
Eric NJ Boiler, hot take. After a slow start in conference play, Painter sends Lawyer and Catchings to the bench, starts Smith, Colvin, Heidi, TKR, and Jacobson. They win the conference tournament and return to the Natty. There's way too many layers, this one.
Yeah, there is. But you're a big advocate of them getting back there, aren't you?
Yeah, but like Lawyer and Catchings to the bench, then they win the conference tournament, then they go to the Natty. It's a 1
Too
star.
many factors, 1 star.
It's
Yeah.
a 1 star take. If you would have dialed in on one of those, you probably would have gotten a 3 star from me on any part of it, but too many variables. Grandpa Bomber says, hot take, Boogie Fland wins SEC Freshman of the Year at Arkansas.
Ooh. Think he's gonna have the opportunity. I'd like that. 4-star.
I don't know how hot it is, but I think it's a 4-star take. I think it could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4-star take. Buy Bins, hot take, one of the Pac-12 Wanderers win their conference.
Pac-12 Wanderers win their conference.
So either Arizona in the Big 12 or UCLA, USC, Oregon in the Big 10.
I'll give it a
Washington.
2. I'll give it 2.
I guess there's others too. Yeah, I'll give it a 2. I think there's a chance one of them wins the Big 10 randomly, but Not a good one.
Yeah, I agree.
Not a good one. And then nobody's winning the Big 12. Arizona's not winning the Big 12. Guy says, hot take, Great Osobor is the best four-man in the country other than maybe Alex Caravan.
Hmm. I mean, who are the other four men even in contention for this?
I don't think this is very hot at all. Great Osobor's the highest paid player in the portal. So,
Yeah. So one.
um, I don't know. I That's hard. I don't like these ones where I'm like, that should happen. It's not a hot take. 'Cause I don't know if I'm supposed to give it 5 stars or 1 star.
I'll give it two because Guy's our guy.
I'll give it a 3 because I don't know how to grade it. I'm confused. Go Boilers Blake says hot take. Carter wins more on-air random bets than Greg next year. Greg is, of course, still going to do better in Vegas.
5.
I'm actually going to be honest. I think it's a 5-star take. I think things are evening out and you are due for some bet luck here.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to be a dad now.
Yeah, I am very afraid of Dad You. Hyena Scar says, hot take, none of the 4 former Pac-10 teams missed the Big Ten tourney, but only one of the 4 former Pac-10 teams gets an NCAA tournament bid. I think that one's incredibly hard for you to decipher with no AC right now. That's my read.
Mm-hmm. 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 So I think there's going to be one of those teams I think that falls into the miss category, like misses the Big Ten tournament. But I do think at least one of them is going to get into the NCAA tournament. 3.
Yeah, it's a 3-star take for me too. I could see both sides happening, but it seems unlikely that both happen. You're like trying to shoot the middle, to use a betting term, and that's hard to do. Let's see here. Frisbee says Michigan finished second in the Big Ten.
I mean, get Jameer Watkins, like you're up there. So I'm gonna give this 3.
I'm gonna give it 2 stars because I think it actually could happen, especially if they get Watkins. But Indiana and Purdue are going to be a high bar to jump over. I think both those teams are going to be really good, and there's a long way to go for Michigan to catch up. Dreadhead Dev Royal King, hot take Jacobs owns me. It's a 0. Middle name Mateen says hot take Kansas has a great regular season but doesn't make the Elite Eight. They've got the talent, but all the personalities, toxicity, blah blah blah. Bill Self can't figure out a locker room. Sure, they stink. What's this take?
1 star.
I can't believe there's so much consensus. Like UConn's gonna stink, Kansas is gonna stink, and then it's just like Big Ten infighting. I don't get it. It's a 1 star. I think Kansas is gonna be great and make a tournament run. Tertial, hot take. Braden Smith is mediocre, and Kasparis is all Big Ten over him.
1.
0. Natalie Rose says hot take Jaden Akins makes first team all Big Ten. Xavier Booker makes second team.
3.
I'm gonna give it a 2-star. I would flip it. I think if this hits for Michigan State, Booker would be the breakout guy and Akins would be second. I don't think Akins has top 5 player in the Big Ten potential, ceiling wise. But it could happen. Michigan State could be good, and it's going to need those 2 players to be good. Ulamog, hot take. Bidets are severely underrated and need to be more commonplace in America.
2 star.
You're not a bidet guy?
The thought of having a very rough stream of water shooting up my ass doesn't do it for me. Just rather grab toilet paper.
I think bidets are a very good accent piece to trying to help you be light in the ass, though. And you love to be light in the ass.
I do not recommend. I don't want to be light in the ass.
Do you want to be clean in the ass?
I do want to be very clean in the ass. I'm more of a dude wipes guy, preferably over like having a hose of water shot in me.
You don't want a hose of anything in your ass.
Preferably.
There's only a few left here. Quinn says, hot take. UCLA gets a couple big wins early on. Looks good. Mick settles on the wrong guys from their deep but not clearly defined roster. They miss the tournament, and then the little guy leaves at the end of the season for a lateral at best job.
I love this take.
I love this take too, Quinn. I like it.
I'm going to go 5 because I like it a lot.
I'm gonna give it a 4 because it's still kind of out there, and I think it's less likely to happen than it actually is likely to happen. But I love it. I'm kind of hoping it happens, and I can definitely see it. Derek says, "Hot take: April Lawhorn joins the Discord for a day, goes scorched earth on Illinois and Purdue fans, which leads to the Sleepers Discord getting a semi-viral moment."
This has got to be a 3. There's a world where this happens.
I want this to be real so badly. I don't think April would ever actually pay us anything to join. That's the big problem. So I'm gonna give it a 2-star disc or 2-star take, but I love that. Painter's Petting Zoo says, "Hot take: despite their recruiting class, Rutgers ends up a middle of the pack Big Ten team. Peichel doesn't know how to effectively run an offense, even when he has the talent on his roster." 5-star take. Painter's Petting Zoo. I've been waiting on this one. 5-star take.
3.
3-star. You're not buying?
3. Harper's too good.
B-Town Bucket says, "Hot take: Duke has offensive consistency issues in the backcourt. UNC sweeps them. Duke won't make the second weekend of the tournament."
Backcourt consistency issues, yes. Struggle, yes. 4.
Again, a lot of moving parts. Some of these takes are like 3 takes combined into one, and I love the creativity of our Discord. But to me, like hot take number 1, Duke has offensive consistency issues. Hot take number 2, UNC sweeps them. Hot take number 3, Duke doesn't make the second week of the tournament. Like I gotta grade those all differently. I don't see a world where Carolina sweeps them, to be honest. I don't like what Carolina's done this offseason. They haven't gotten a big. So you lost me there. I have to give it a 2-star because I think that's a really hard thing to add all of that up together.
Oh, God.
Malik Perry's submission for this, I'm just going to read it word for word. Doesn't even say hot take. "We should use the same metrics, stats, or something for all players and coaches and not be biased."
What? What does that mean?
I don't know. Grade the take, man.
1. What?
That might be my favorite Malik submission ever.
Like what, Malik? What is that statement?
It's 5 stars for me.
Oh, come on.
Mano CBB says, "Hot take: Cooper Flagg struggles in his first college season. Duke loses in the first weekend. Flagg still goes number 1 in the 2025 draft."
2.
I think it's a 1-star take because if the first part happens, the second part doesn't happen, right? If he struggles, why would he go first in the draft? They're conflicting. You lost me on that one. Jack J7 says Purdue struggles throughout the regular season and finishes outside the top 4 of the Big Ten.
1.
It's a 1-star take. I don't see it. Mohill 93, hot take: standing on business on something I've already argued. Indiana will not finish top 4 in the Big Ten. Is vastly overrated. Woodson is gone at the end of the year.
2.
We'll give it a 2. I think it says something that you and I give a slightly higher chance that happens for Indiana than Purdue. Also, we have reached the point here where this has just literally become Purdue and Indiana fans throwing jabs at each other. And the people that say this is all we do every day are now double down on this. This isn't our fault. This is the Discord's fault today. Stale Hoosier says, hot take: Michigan and Michigan State finished 1st and 2nd in the Big Ten.
1.
We'll give it a 2. I think there's a chance.
F off.
I think there's a chance. It's 2.
Yeah, okay.
Traveling Gonad says, hot take: Bryce Williams takes a Jalen Pickett-like second-year jump and is the Big Ten Player of the Year.
At Nebraska?
Bryce Williams.
1.
I love the creativity, so I'm going to give it a 2. And second-year transfers are big. Bryce could be really good.
He could be, but like, wow, Jalen Pickett level?
Bryson, as Pat McAfee would say, all his white bitches.
Oh my God.
Esigian and Burke and
I thought we were banning
oh,
that.
my bad. I'm not allowed to.
We're literally banning the word for the rest of the month.
I'm banned. That's the hot take segment. Thank you so much to the Discord for all the submissions for that. That was really, really fun. Appreciate you. Let's